What's up, YouTube? This is TheBillyBobHD bringing you another Let's Play. Today I've got some more Hearts of Iron 4. We're playing as Greater Finland, or Fuckin Finland if you've been following the Fuckin series. Here we go. So last episode, we had the Axis actually invade Leningrad and take Leningrad out from under the Soviets' nose right there through a invasion in the Baltic Sea. Also, the Germans are working on driving eastwards here. They've taken Minsk, which was a big victory point worth 20 there. We've figured out a way to get into the war if we want to and acquire additional territory. And the way we do that is by fabricating a claim on the Soviets and then rushing over the border here, which will have a ton of help from the Germans, right? That's the way it's looking. And so right now we just finished artillery level 3, so we need to pump that in and start upgrading those across our divisions. We've got 99k in manpower, but we've only got 8 days left now until the Volksgrum is complete, which will be very helpful in terms of manpower. It is 1942, so it does make sense to grab this infantry anti-tank 1 there. Construction 4 is on the way at only 24 days there as well. And so let's go ahead and say justify a war goal, conquer, Luga. No, we're going to go with Murmansk up here. It's only going to cost me 2 political power. What if I do this? I want to say, hey, we want all of these territories here. All of these are only going to take 10 days, I guess. And only cost me 2 political power. And so I want to make sure, you know, that we are claiming these. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and send that over to the Soviets. Once we declare war, the Axis will automatically join us, or Germany will automatically join us, I should say. And we just really need to watch our asses over here in Estonia. And then I've given an offensive order up here to Teal Group in order to try and take these additional northern territories for us. So let's go ahead and unpause it. This is going to be a very interesting episode. We still need 12 steel and 7 oil. We're producing out almost 30 now per day in that infantry equipment level 3, and so we're just going to work on upgrading out all of our divisions there. We've also started training up a light tank 3 division, and so we're showing at a total need of 187 there needed now. But the good news is that's going at over a rate of 1.22 per day there. So that's going to continue to increase. You can see now up to 1.23, and that's because we have good resources in there for us. These are advanced artillery 3s are still working to get up to almost 1 per day there, which is going to take a while. Actually, we need that additional steel. So let's double check on our constructions now. I've got 7 civilian factories working towards my favor. Let's go ahead and buy 1 more steel while we're thinking about it. Okay, the Volksgrum complete. Wow, that provided almost 0 additional manpower for us. Maybe like 20k or something like that. Well, let's go ahead and get the non-discriminatory conscription going. That's going to be 268 days, so a big wait there for almost nothing in return, which sucks. Next time we get enough political power, I may boost up to go from extensive conscription to all adults serve there, which is going to hurt my factory's output and construction speed and such. But we'll at least be able to continue the fighting, right? Okay, unpause it yet again. How much longer now? It should only be a couple of days until this one is done. 1 more day. Okay, great. All right, let's go ahead and propose war here. Declare war. Call all of my allies into this. Go ahead and send that over. We're now at war with the Soviet Union, which is pretty crazy. Any additional, you know, it may make sense. Okay, they're going to have 600 fighters there sitting ready to go. So let's boost up our fighters here where we can. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 400 fighters into Finland right there. And then Northern Front isn't really showing anything, but that's okay. And then over here, for the Baltic states, right? How many guys do we have left? Okay, I've got about another 200 I think I could plug in to the Baltic states here. Baltic Sea, Baltic states. Okay, we'll give you 200 like that. Set the limit. So those new fighters should be delivered up to the front there, and we're going to fight as hard as we can from an air superiority standpoint, right? Also, we can probably plug in... How many close air supports do I have? Not even enough to make a difference, and only 27 there, so they're going to get shot down like crazy, right? Meanwhile, we can tell Teal Group to go ahead and execute on their offensive plan. And let's go ahead and unpause it. We're going to move it down to speed 3 just to make sure we can manage this war. Okay, Germany, wars have been merged. Great. So now, yes, all of my Axis members are with me there in the... Oh, a great victory. Leningrad was taken. Yes, well, we know that for sure. So now all of my buddies are going to hop across the lines here. You can see I'm showing as green here across the fronts. We've only experienced 24 in casualties so far. A new military factory, so I do want to plug that into the infantry equipment production like that. So that'll be good. We're still recruiting that one tank division now. He's still waiting on a number of tanks. And then I also have, wow, a ton of free dockyards, which we're going to plug into the sub production like this. Boom. Request Swedish assistance in the war. Finland and the Soviet Union are at war. After only a few decades of sovereignty, we now risk once again becoming the subject of one of our neighbors. Yikes. The threat of our enemy extends beyond our borders. However, our neighbors in Sweden are still remaining in a neutral stance towards the Soviet Union, but could perhaps be convinced to join us in defending our mutual legacy to secure our own strategic buffer. Okay, I'm going to ask them for help, because we may need that, right? And we'll see what Sweden comes back with. So now things rolling pretty nicely for us with this new offensive plan, showing green here along the fronts, except in this little area, which looks like my Hungarian counterparts and Romanian counterparts are going to try to help with. But the good news is, as we continue over here towards the west, we are picking up that territory. Sweden sends volunteers. Excellent. That's what I like to see. United States is justifying war against us. That makes sense, right? So hopefully our manpower can hold up against these pockets over here. And Leningrad is showing as German territory, but all of this is showing as Finnish territory. So I'm hoping that we played our cards right here and we pick up and get the spoils of war. You guys can go in and attack over here. That's going to show as a green. Very good. Where are the rest of my divisions, really? So they're spread across down this way somewhat. Those German divisions now helping me out significantly. Very good, very good. This is looking good for us. And then rolling in, trying to roll in on these 7 Soviet divisions. It's actually showing as green. We could use some support from these other German guys that are sitting back here, but they're not wanting to do anything yet. Construction 4 is finished. Now let's go ahead and pause it so we don't miss any of the action. So back over here now, it's July of 1942. So 1943 is going to be those other researches. Okay, looking good over here and here. Artillery rise, we are good. Oh, we do need to update the field hospitals. That's definitely the next item of business there. That's going to be very important as we continue to try to roll in through to the Soviet Union. And I'm going to tell my general, only attack where it makes sense. I don't want to waste any manpower. So that'll look good for us. But showing as green here across these fronts, which is nice. And if we can continue just rolling up on this offensive line and maybe even cut off this whole pocket right here, that would allow us to cut off supply to these Soviet divisions and really really roll through this whole area here. This one's got a total of, Murmansk has got a total of 5 victory points, so that's going to be a big one for us to accumulate into the Empire. Germans breaking through in this little pocket now, which is great. My red divisions are just holding the lines over here in Estonia, which is fine with me. Okay, and naval supremacy-wise, we're still showing as 105% there. Let's double check and see how the air wings are doing now. Yeah, here in the Baltic States, we're sort of taking it, we're taking it on the chin. How many extra fighters do I have? Only 2. So what are we producing out? Not even 1 per day at this point. And we're showing red over here as well. Yikes. So the air superiority thing not going so well for us. Flexible Navy has finished up. We did get another military factory as well. And so I think it makes sense to plug that back into the fighter production there. We've lost our oil trade. Okay, stop. We forgot about that because we were buying oil from the Soviets, I do believe. 50 factories. More than 50 factories, damn it. Let's go for submarine efforts here. We can modify the government now, which I may save these up because we need to do it service by requirement. Let's go service by requirement. Nice, that got me some extra manpower now, which is great. How did that affect this production, though? Okay, it didn't hurt me there too badly. Got 10 civilian factories now working on this. That's probably because we don't have any oil. Yeah, we need 38 oil, right? So, I'm going to buy 2 from the Venezuelans. Is that order going to come through? Yes, it does. Who else? What else are we missing? 23 more oil now, which is going to be hard to come by. I can buy 1 from the Romanians there. What else am I missing? A lot of steel. And oil. We need steel and oil, right? 1 tungsten. That's fine for now. What did this put it down to? 7. Fuck me. So that steel is going to hurt our tank production and everything below it. Really, everything below it. The fighter production is at least sitting at over 1 per day now. Okay. So, I have 7 of those civilian factories working towards my favor. I can trade away for a couple more, and I think steel is actually the biggest need right now. Buy 1 more from you guys, and then I'll buy 1 from Sweden as well. So that should put me down to what? 5 civilian factories, and that's about as low as I can go right now. So yeah, still missing 13 steel and 16 oil, but the good news is everybody's looking good down here. Yeah, everybody's looking really good down here. Okay, cool. What do we need up at the front now in terms of reinforcements? Manpower, of course, and a little bit of infantry equipment, towed artillery, and support equipment. So those are going to come off of my stockpiles, right? Yeah, I've got extra of all of those, which is good. Plenty of trucks and such. Ooh. Now the Germans are pulling away from the line. For some reason, they're pulling away from the line, and they're not helping me on the front anymore, so I'm taking it on the chin here. We're going to tell you to stop those offensive orders for the time being and just dig in and now play defense, right? Which is what the Finns specialize in. Because all of these guys are not moving towards the front, unfortunately. How are we looking back over here now? Okay, we've got the air superiority in Finland sort of going. And I've taken it on the chin there in the Baltic States from an airplane perspective. So these guys need to move back in. Why aren't you guys moving back in? Well, you can see we've gained a lot of territory from all of these land forts that I built along the old border there. So we've at least made some moves. This little attack went really well. Anywhere else that I can micro and take some additional territory? Murmansk is going to be one of our primary objectives up here. We're going to lose this little battle, it looks like, from that motorized unit from the Soviets. This guy can actually poke through pretty nicely there. So can him. And I'm actually going to do this. Oh. 4 divisions there. Sorry. Don't do it. Don't do it. See, they're shifting guys up towards the north now, which is a little scary. I might take a division off of you. Reassign you back over to this front. Take 1 more off of you here. And assign you back this way. So now 10 divisions are going to be over here for me. So that leaves 3, 5. I can take a couple of you, actually. Like this. Okay, so that's going to leave us a little outnumbered over here, but that's okay. So now I have what? Soviet Union X's Tanatuva. Okay. It gives me 11 divisions over here on this line now. And then the Germans are about to pinch off over here, which is going to be fantastic. So let's expand and run attacks down this way like this. We're going to move you guys accordingly. Oh, those attacks not going so well now. Don't know why the Germans aren't helping me try to double up on them. Oh, that's why. Holy shit. We've had a major invasion from the Allies. France exists and is back in the game, mostly from all of this U.S. support. So we've had a major United States invasion here in 1942, which is causing us to lose support up here, where my allies are supposed to be helping me out. The good news is the Soviets aren't taking the initiative, though, over here. They're not trying to. Oh, I hate that. This is going to represent maybe the greatest part of the campaign here. How are we doing down here in the Baltic over the past couple months? It's about a 1-for-1 trade-off there. And then up here in Finland, of course, over the past couple of months, not a 1-for-1 trade-off, which sucks. Okay, this division now, he can actually probably move up towards the north like that. That's going to go really well for us. Vastly outnumbered over here now. Now, Sweden sent some volunteers, but I don't really see any of their divisions anywhere. Do you guys? I don't. I really don't. Okay, so another thing to consider here is actually taking this frontline order and shortening you over to something like that. That didn't work. Shorten you. There we go. Something like this, right? So that's going to take these extra divisions that are in this pocket and help solidify the line up here. God, I was not expecting the Germans to lose that much of a hold here in the west. This is going to screw over the whole entire campaign, potentially. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a huge bummer. Look at this small force now going up against these allies, and that's not going to go well. All right, we might as well use what little manpower we have left and train some infantry divisions, right? So I'm going to train 3 at a time. And your location is going to be Helsinki, of course. We can actually roll out this tank division already, but he's still lacking tank production. And so he's really missing 112 of those, which need to be plugged in as soon as possible. And then the infantry equipment production is going okay. Still producing out those subs wherever we can. So let's look at the total fleet size there at 22 now, which is good. How did we do with this recruitment here? Very good. Once they get a little bit of training, I'm going to send them out into the field immediately. I think they need 20%, is that right, before we can send them out at a minimum? Yeah, they need that 20% training, so just the basic training there. How are we doing back up here now? We're getting pushed back up here in the north. The Germans having tons of problems there. Let's go ahead and bring it up to speed 4 and bring the doom of our... what we're expecting, I guess, to see here. No use in, making it go longer now. All right, the good news now is we've connected these fronts here between this German territory and myself. Support weapons 4 is finished. So that's going to help out in the fight. Looking good here otherwise. Time to update some more of these support battalions. So we'll get that going. Very nice. Unpause it again. How's the training going over here now? Pretty good at 7%. Yikes, guys, not looking so good. Not looking so good at all. We're going to continue playing defense over here for as long as we can. Still holding up here in the north with the Norwegians trying to come in against us. Luxembourg we still hold. Italy is still in existence. And then I think Yugoslavia is part of the Allies, which they are, which kind of sucks because no one's been able to make any moves against them. Sweden, what happens if we stage a coup? Okay, they have 44%. So, stage coup will take daily until 200 total. Okay, it's going to cost me some infantry equipment. Okay, well, we'll look into that next episode. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Again, this has been the TheBillyBobHD. Please remember to like, subscribe, and/or comment if you've enjoyed my content, and we'll catch you next time.